Hello. Well, my nose is running. I need to get a tissue here. I was outside hiking and I think there's stuff out there that I just do not tolerate very well. Some kind of, I don't know, something that irritates my nose. I want to talk about the aliens coming. Somebody sent me, it was a German lady though, sent me, or no, it was a German guy, I think, sent me a video for me to watch about this intergalactic confederation. And I'm sure, I don't know if you heard about this intergalactic federation, of course, with aliens, right? And this one guy is what is it? He is a ambassador. I think he's an ambassador for this intergalactic confederation. So he has contact with these aliens. Unbelievable. Now, people, I am not just throwing it out and saying, oh, that's crazy, these people are nuts, doesn't exist. No, in the opposite. I know these aliens exist, but these aliens are not from other planets. The person said, oh yeah, because we used to come from the Pleiades, or these people come from the Pleiades. No, people, no. There's nobody on the Pleiades. Well, if there's somebody on the Pleiades, it's the fallen angels. But what in the world do they want to do on the Pleiades? They're here to deceive humankind. And especially since Satan and his followers were thrown out of heaven. Now, I hope you are realizing that. I hope you're realizing that Satan's home used to be in heaven. He used to go up and down from the earth to heaven. But he was thrown out. He was thrown out in Revelation 12. And some people say, oh, that has not happened. No, it did. Okay? That vision that starts in Revelation 12 is a new vision. And it's a chronological vision. So we know Jesus was born, and it's not something else like the church, which I hear sometimes too. These are false ideas. No, this is about the son that was born was Jesus himself, who then, the dragon was after. He wanted to kill him. He was resurrected and went into heaven. And that's when the Michael, the archangel, was throwing out Satan and his followers, fallen angels, from heaven. And he left, and then he was upset, and he persecuted the church. First the Jewish church, first the Jewish believers, and then the Christian or the Gentile believers. We see that in Revelation 12. Read it. I don't need to read it for you. Why don't you do a study? This is what happens chronologically. These are the things happen. And then this vision continues and goes into chapter 13. I've done a video about that. So I hope many, remember that video, but I kind of want to just mention it. Then when Satan was kicked out and he was persecuting the saints, then he establishes his kingdom, his look-alike kingdom. And that was the beast that came out of the sea, came out of the sea and had the 10 horns. We see that in Daniel, Daniel 7. That last horn, that last beast that Daniel saw with the horns. And a little horn in the middle. Okay? That now, or this last beast, was transformed into the empire of Satan. You compare the description of the dragon and that beast that came out of the sea. Identical, or almost identical. Okay? They're lookalikes. Why? Because it's Satan's personal world empire. And what is that empire called? It's called the Holy Roman Empire. Because Rome really didn't fall. It was revived by papacy, who kept it alive. And it added the horns. 10 horns came out of that beast, which was the Roman Empire, and kept it alive in Europe. The Holy Roman Empire. And there was this little horn on top. It has eyes and a mouth to speak horrible things. If you read Daniel 7, okay, horrible things. And John didn't see that horn. Or did he see the horn? But maybe he saw something closer. See, John got a closer look at the horn. Some people say, oh, John didn't see the horn. Yes, he did. Go to chapter 17. There you see what's sitting on top of that beast. It's Babylon the Great, the harlot. Now, who is Babylon the Great? If you follow my videos, you know it's Vatican, it's Rome, it's papacy. That is Babylon the Great, who sat on top of the beast, the empire, the Holy Roman Empire, and controlled it. The first until 1500, it totally controlled everything. Every ruler that was established and put in place, the Pope put in place. And then after 1500, still most of the people, most of the emperors were put in place by Rome. And eventually the emperors that did not go along with Rome, they were taken out. Like the Holy Roman, not the Holy Roman, but the German Empire. German Empire was taken out. The Russian Empire was taken out. Why? Because they didn't bow down to the Pope. So the Pope took them out through those wars. Okay? And because the Pope saw that Europe was crumbling, he established a second empire because he needed the empire to do his dirty work. Because he only used the empires for his military interactions. See, papacy doesn't have a military really, okay? A worldly military. So it uses, that's what he needs the world empires for. So he prepared America for that purpose, for the beast out of the earth. That's what America became. But who is behind it? It is Satan, who founded this empire and is totally controlling it. Is the Pope, what do you call it, controlled by Satan or possessed by Satan? Or maybe even the Black Pope. Is he now controlled or possessed by Satan? It really doesn't matter. The fact is that these empires are controlled by Satan. He created them. He created the Holy Roman Empire. Europe taking turns. Who's going to rule the world? They thought they ruled the world, like, for instance, Spain or England, right? But in reality, it was the Pope that ruled everything. They were the front men, the military, that went out to conquer. But in reality, the Pope was controlling their move and their political stuff. Every war in Europe or in Asia was really planned by papacy or Satan, who was behind it. And the reason why this person sent me this video about this intergalactic confederation is because that person was making a video saying that these aliens will prevent an atomic war. Because people are afraid. Oh my goodness, what if this turns into an atomic war? And these aliens are saying, no, we will prevent that. But in reality, these aliens, fallen angels and Satan, have been planning every war. They know exactly how far they're going to go, what kind of weapons they're going to use. They have the people in control. They're controlling the people that are warring. Okay? They're controlling the people in charge of NATO. They're controlling Putin. They're controlling everybody. Putin is just as much connected to the Pope as is the NATO commanders or Biden, whoever is in charge of the United States. We don't even know it because we'll have a truly shadow government. But I'll guarantee you, it all goes up this power pyramid all the way to Satan. And so these people right now, again, are running after these aliens. Oh, the aliens, they will prevent this, atomic war. Really? Well, I think it's God that's going to prevent it. God's going to say, no, you're not going to do that. Why? Because that's not in God's plan. It's not in God's plan that this world is being destroyed by an atom bomb. No, not going to happen. Yeah, but they're saying, oh, they're aliens protecting us. Well, that's how people will run after the aliens. And they will believe, oh, when the aliens say, oh, we pick up these people because they were in a way of progress, they will believe that too. But in reality, they were picked up in the rapture by Jesus himself. Well, nicely, right? It's a nice preparation. Again, every year, Satan is having things in place. So when the rapture happens, he can say, oh, the aliens took them. Last year, remember, they were talking about alien disclosure. Very big. It was very big last year during the summer. And they really didn't come out and say anything. Oh yeah, these UFOs exist and we don't know what they are and we can't explain them. But did they say that they're in contact with these aliens? Oh no, even though I know for a fact that they're in contact with these aliens. Yeah, this intergalactic confederation has been in contact with every government of this world, including Putin. Yes, they're working for the aliens. And these flying crafts is because, you know what, some of them may be even things that the government actually built themselves. And they're telling you, oh no, we didn't do this. Because they don't want people to know what kind of technology they have. But the technology comes from the aliens, from the fallen angels. Now, these fallen angels are not, some spirits or something. Yeah, originally they are because they can go to another dimensions. But when they're here, they may have a human body. Because somebody else, they possess somebody else. Because they can do that. And I don't know how they come. But because how did they come in the olden days as gods? They had a human body, or they looked like they had a human body. And they proclaimed, oh, we're the gods. And they were here, and people really believed them. They believed, oh, these are gods. They're Apollos or whatever these other Zeus or whatever these other gods are. They were real for those people. It's not until the Enlightenment Are we saying, oh no, these people lied, they didn't really exist, it's just myth? No, they actually did exist. Okay? They were the fallen angels. They were Satan that came as gods and deceived humankind, used them as slaves, used them for their dirty work. Make no mistake, we've been deceived by Satan for 6,000 years. Now they cannot come as gods anymore. Oh my goodness, we can't believe in that kind of nonsense. So what are they coming as now? Oh, aliens. Oh, we can't believe in aliens. Oh, we can't believe that. That's kind of scientific. Yeah, there could be aliens on these other planets. Who knows? So now they can come as aliens. Now, I know people that, those people that have really checked into these alien phenomena, I think that's what you call it. They have said clearly, people that didn't get involved in it, but they just investigated it, okay? They say, this does not look like people from other planets. They believe these are interdimensional beings. They come from another dimension. Even these flying objects are saying they're not from this world because of the way they fly erratically. You know, they pop in and pop out kind of thing. Okay? They don't go by our rules. That's why they're saying that. That's why they're saying they must be interdimensional. Okay? It can pop in, pop out. It can fly fast, turn, switch, go like that. Okay? And so that's why they're saying, no, they believe that they are interdimensional objects. In other words, they're coming from other dimensions. And of course, these aliens are fallen angels, which are from other dimensions. Now, they can't go into heaven anymore, where God is, but they still can go into another dimension. They have no more home in the other dimension. They cannot go to the palace of God anymore. Okay? But they can still pop in and out of the dimension. In that other dimension, I've said that in my last video, I believe time doesn't exist. So they can pop in and out on our timeline wherever they want, these aliens. Okay? They can pop in right now in our timeline, and maybe, you know, the next time they pop in 40 years later, or even 100 years ago. They can do that because they are not bound, I believe, by time. And so I also think that they can kind of know about the future. That's why people see sometimes, or they are told kind of the future, okay? Because the aliens tell them. Like this one lady that was in connection with these beings, spiritual beings, Alice Bailey. I have mentioned in previous videos. If you want to look up Alice Bailey on Wikipedia, it tells you quite a lot. She was in connection with this intergalactic confederation, these spiritual leaders. And from them, she learned quite a lot. That eventually these aliens will pick up the people that are in the way of progress, which is the rapture. I've said that before. Okay? These people have been in connection with these aliens for a long time. They say, oh, they're spiritual leaders. Well, that's what they are. Okay? It's what they are. Oh, and they say, oh, there's these grays and whatever, the tall and all these various, species, and they come from the Pleiades and all this nonsense, people. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. But it is right now the plan of these fallen angels to mislead people when the rapture happens. They will do everything they can so people will not believe that the rapture happened. Okay? Many people believe, oh, well, when all these people are gone, people will know that the rapture happened. No, because most people will not be gone. Most churches will be full. I have said that over and over again. Most churches will be full. And most churches are already deceived. And they have already accepted the lies of Satan. And it's going to be very easy for these aliens to come out and say, well, we took the people, right? Because they're against progress, and that's why we took them, because we want to go forward with this new world order and with this peaceful world order. We want peace in this world. And people, you will see it will happen. But there's not going to be any peace. You know that. Because once the rapture happens, the wrath of God will follow. Bottom line, there's not going to be any, atomic bomb. No, it's not going to be that way. No, there's going to be a war, and people will kill each other at the end, but everything will be started by God. He will destroy things. He will destroy the system that Satan has created. He has to. There's no way we can build this world on anything else. We see right now what Satan has created. The system that we have today, whether it be the European system. Look at Europe, if you have any idea about history. Bloodshed after bloodshed after bloodshed after bloodshed. And then see what the United States has done since they became an empire. Bloodshed after bloodshed after bloodshed. Yeah, before they became an empire, maybe they were a good country. They tried very hard maybe to start a country with democracy and peace and things for people. Maybe you're right. But after they became an empire, which was between First and Second World War, you forget it. There was one war. Once they got pulled into the First World War, they were an empire and it was over. They had one war after another. Okay? One war after another. Because they are led now, the United States is also led by Satan right now. Roars like a dragon. He looked like a lamb at first, but then he roared like a dragon. What dragon? Satan. Satan was speaking through the beast eventually. And people, that's what we're having today. That's what we're having today, and we just need to acknowledge it. But most of all, we need to acknowledge that this whole thing continues. Satan has planned one war after another, and he is planning now the war, in Ukraine with Russia. He's going to bring down Russia so he can establish his one world order. Okay? Looks like Russia is not going along as well as they used to. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I know Putin, wanted to be part of the NATO. But all of a sudden, he's saying, well, maybe not. Why? Because he would lose his identity. See? He'd have to follow Satan completely. He'd follow the New World Order, whoever stands, leads the New World Order. Maybe he doesn't want to do that. I don't know. Maybe Satan needs to have Russia, as a player, or else, things cannot be destroyed. I don't know. It's kind of hard to understand why Satan does what he does. Don't know. But I'll tell you right now, Putin is not the bad guy. The bad guy are everybody who is involved with Satan. And NATO is obviously totally in Satan's hands. Okay? United States is in Satan's hands. Europe is in Satan's hands. So is Russia and so is China. But we have no excuse in saying, oh, we're better. No, we're not. We are not. Our system will be destroyed. Some people don't even understand what a beast is. Oh my goodness, this Antichrist has to come. No, the beast is here. The Holy Roman Empire is here, has been here. It's almost had a head wound and almost died. Holy Roman Empire is Europe. The beast out of the earth is the United States. You cannot change it. It is the way it is. Okay? And everything is in place. Everything is in place for God to destroy it because it is made by Satan. And the fallen angels have been around since 6,000 years ago. And they're coming to an end. They're going to be destroyed. How much longer do you think God's going to watch them? He kicked them out. He kicked, Satan and his followers out of heaven. It's now 2,000 years. And they've been establishing the kingdom on earth. And God has to destroy them. And, of course, the people along with them that are following the system. So you have to make the decision who you're going to follow. I'm coming to an end, people. I hope you belong to the kingdom of God and not the kingdom of Satan. Because every political system in this world belongs to Satan. Everyone. I know there's still people that think, oh, we have this democracy here in the United States. No. They still think, oh, if we would just have Trump back, everything will be fine. No. Because Trump belongs to Satan. Sorry. Okay? He follows the Vatican. No, it's not any different. He followed Vatican. He got into presidency because of the Vatican. Okay? He worked for Satan. Now, I would think that Trump is smart enough to realize what happened when he was president. And I really believe that he left for that reason. Because maybe he found out a little bit too much that he didn't want to find out. I think he had enough. I think. But if he is coming back, then we know for sure that he bows down to Satan. Because this whole system is in the hands of Satan. Sorry, that's just the way it is. But I'm coming to an end, people. Yeah, open your eyes. There's a lot of things going on. This alien thing, this alien stuff, and the wars and what's going on. We are right now at the end. At the end, people. Jesus can come this year, so be prepared. And always let the Holy Spirit guide you.